Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made my Mandalorian helmet. So let's just get right into the build. Let's go. Okay guys, so here we have the main pieces. To start with Mando, so we have the main faceplate, and then the middle cheeks, then we have the main helmet support. So let's start gluing everything together. Let's go. Okay guys, so what I'm doing here is I am curving the faceplate up, then I'm marking the center on the support for the main head, the oval shape. Then I'm using some hot glue, and then I'm gluing the faceplate onto the oval piece. And then you just want to add a good amount of glue to support it all, because this piece is under the most stress. Then after that's all glued on, we're going to start moving on to the cheeks. So for the cheeks, we have those two pieces. I curve them up, cut some of the corrugation out so they fit better. I glue it in. Then I move on to the other piece, which is a lot easier. It's just another flat piece. Then the main wall is just a piece of cardboard I cut out that fits directly into that shape, making sure it has a nice
guys, so we have the front
edge.
of the Mando helmet all done. Now it's time to work on the back. So the back is just this one continuous piece, so let's glue it right into place.
Okay guys, so the back piece is glued on underneath the main faceplate, so they overlap. Then I just add some glue to hold it into place, just like the front. And now after that, I'm getting a new X-Acto knife, and I'm starting to cut out the main faceplate. Just make sure you go slow and steady. And the reason I waited to cut it out is so that the faceplate holds its shape better until it's cut out. So then when that's done, it's time to move on to the dome. Okay guys, so the main helmet is done. Now it's time to start on the dome. So we have the main strip here. So let's glue it down. Let's go. Guys, so for the main dome strip, it's a 3-inch strip with an inch cut every 1 inch deep, and every other ½ inch you cut it in. And then after that, you just want to glue it to the front, dragging it to the back, and then you want to take a piece of cardboard that is 2 inches wide. Then you just want to glue it on each side. This piece has no darts cut into it. It's just a flat piece of cardboard. Okay guys, so we have the main structure all put together. Now we just have the 4 holes that we have to fill in. So let's start on that. So what I'm doing now is I'm fitting it into the shape. So you cut out a triangle out of the 3-inch strip. You glue it on, and then you wait for it to cool. Maybe you support the back end a little bit. And then, so here I'm just watching the Mandalorian, waiting for it to dry. Then I cut it down. Then I glue it in so it's all nice and flush. Then after that, I'm doing the same thing on the other side of the dome. And right now, I am very happy where this helmet is at. Then I'm doing it on the 2 back sides as well. Just making sure you glue it in so it's all flat. Okay guys, so we have the bands filling in, but now there's all these little triangle sections we have to fill in. So that's next. Let's go. Okay, so now it's time to fill in all of these gaps of cardboard. So what you're going to do, you're just going to hold a piece of cardboard to the gap, then trace it out with a piece of cardboard, and then you cut it out with just a little bit of clearance, and then you glue it into place, just like so. So you have to do that about 8 times or for the whole helmet, but you just want to make sure you take your time for it. I think I spent a whole day just filling in these gaps here. It does take a while, but in the end, it definitely is worth the time you put into this helmet. I definitely could have put some more time in to make it even better, but okay, that's guys, why so I don't like to rush. Done. Now it's time to do the details. So right now we're going to start on the vent. So these are the pieces. We just have to attach them all together. So let's go. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just layering up those pieces. And as you see, I'm looking at a picture from the 501st Costume Reference Library. And then after I glued them all onto the helmet, then I glue on the piece that covers them, which is like the vent. What I'm doing is the vent inset, and then we have the basic vent there. Okay, guys, so the vent in the back is done. And what I did since then, I added a strip across the front. And that's going to be added just so this piece can lay flat. This is the fin that runs across the top. So it is a little long. It's bigger than we need to. So I'm going to trim it down at the end. But let's glue it down. So let's go. Okay, guys. So what I'm doing, I'm curving up the main fin. Then I'm gluing it down with just gluing it down the entire fin back. And then I trim the back off so it lines up nice and flush. So we have the fin attached. And now we have one side like this. So you see that little gap between there.
and you have the one side like this that's all tapered down, we need to get this side looking like this side. So what I do, I squeeze some glue in there, and then I hold it down. So we have to go do that, so let's go.
Okay guys, so this process took a lot of time, but basically what I'm doing is I'm squeezing a bit of hot glue into the gap, then I'm pushing it down to make sure it curves nice and smoothly. There are different ways of doing this, but this is the way I thought would work the best, and there definitely is better ways of doing this.
Okay guys, so we have the fin done for Mando. Now we need to work on the ears. So here are all the pieces to make up one ear. Now we just have to glue them all together. Let's go.
So right now for the ears, I'm just gluing all of the pieces together. And then I don't actually glue these on, because what I do, I wait until later, so the painting and spackling process is much easier for the helmet. If I just glued them on, it would make it way harder. I've learned from the past for my old Mando helmet. So then I'm just gluing all the pieces together, making sure they all line up, and that is it for the ears.
Okay guys, so with the ears done, the helmet is done, and now it's time to resin it. So let's go.
Okay, so now it's time to resin. So what I'm doing is I'm taking 1 part epoxy resin and 1 part resin hardener, mixing them together for about 3 minutes, then taking a sponge brush to brush it across. So what resin does, it just makes it nice and hard. So I applied 3 layers on the outside and 2 on the inside, just to make it all nice and hard. And you want to make sure you use brushes that you don't care about, because they will get ruined in this process. So I'm just using some cheap sponge brushes. Since it's getting colder where I lived, I decided to resin inside my shed. I just have a heater set up so I can continue to work while the cold weather is going on. So this is what it's looking like right now.
Okay, so the helmet has 3 layers of resin on the outside and then 1 layer on the inside. But now it's time to sand down the resin so then we can apply the spackle. So let's go.
Okay guys, so what I'm doing is I'm sanding the resin down, all because when you want to apply the spackle, you want it to have something to grip onto. So that's what I'm doing here, just sanding the resin down, just so the spackle has something to grip onto.
Okay guys, so the helmet is all sanded. Now it's time for the first layer of spackle. Okay guys, close to 3 hours of sanding, and I think we're ready for the first layer of filler primer. So let's go. Okay guys, so the first layer of spackle is all sanded. Now it's time to do the second layer, so let's go outside and sand. Let's go.
Okay guys, so sanding, you hate it, but you have to do it. So what I'm doing here, I'm just taking my mouse sander, and I'm just roughening it up, making it as smooth as I can. Then I'm taking some sandpaper, then just smoothing it out by hand, just so I can get it as smooth as I like. I definitely could have gotten this more smooth, but I'm happy where it is right now. So I did, I think, close to 7 or 10 layers of spackle, that all the layers slowly get smaller as you increase, so sanding goes faster and faster each time you sand.
Okay guys, so the helmet has another layer of sanding done, and I want to thank my hand sander so much. It saves me so much time, but now it's time to get another layer of filler primer on. Let's go.
For those of you who don't know, filler primer is a very thick spray paint. You just put it on, and it covers up all the microscopic scratches.
Okay guys, so right now I'm very happy where the helmet's at, and I've been testing with the Beskar finish, so this is what I found out works the best. A flat black, then a gloss coat on top, and then you airbrush it silver. So we're gonna start with the nice flat black base. Let's go.
Okay guys, so right here I'm adding the black spray paint, and what you wanted to do, what I didn't do, you would want to do 2 or 3 very light coats. I just did 1 medium to heavy coat, so I definitely could have done the 3 lighter coats, and it would have gotten just a little more shiny, because all the surface area would be smoother, and everything would be more even.
Okay guys, so with the black base coat on, now it's time to make it shiny. So for that, I'm going to use the semi-gloss clear spray to give it even more gloss. So let's go. Okay guys, so the base coat of the Mandalorian's all on. Now it's time to airbrush it silver. Let's go. Okay guys, so for airbrushing, I just did a bunch of small coats of this metallic silver. I think I did close to 5 coats, just trying to get it as even as possible. So it goes on pretty strong, but as it dries, it gets more dull. So that's why you want to do as many coats as possible. So I ended up, like I said, close to 7 layers. Okay guys, so right now it is time to glue the visor in. So what I'm just going to do, I'm going to use a bit of hot glue and then just glue it in place and then reinforce it with a little bit of duct tape. So I will be right back because this is an absolute pain to film. Okay guys, so I have the visor on. Now it's time to glue on these ear caps. So I'm just going to glue them on with a bit of hot glue. Then we're going to put foam inside that we have to weather. So let's go. So right here, I'm just adding a little bit of hot glue and gluing on all the ear details. Okay guys, so now that the ears are on, now it's time to weather, so let's go. So I decided I didn't want to make my Mando nice and clean, so what I did, I took some watered down brown paint and I'm brushing it all over, then wiping most of it away, just leaving a little bit of brown paint behind, making it look all dirty and dusty. So I'm just doing it in areas where dirt would be collected, so the back vent, the ear details, and the front place, and the fin on the top. And then that is it. That is the Mandalorian's helmet, all complete. Okay guys, thank you for watching to the end of how I made my Mandalorian helmet. I'm super proud of this, and I think this is definitely one of my best helmets. I'm super happy how this turned out. And for those of you who don't know, I'm actually building the full Mandalorian costume. So this is episode 1 of probably around 8 episodes. The next episode will be the Mandalorian armor, then followed by the jetpack. So subscribe so you don't miss that, and I'll see you guys in the armor video. Goodbye.